My beloved child, pause now while your heart is still tender enough to hear my voice. Do not rush past this moment as though it were ordinary, and do not let the heaviness in your body become the only sound you obey tonight. I am calling you gently, not to frighten you, not to condemn you, but to interrupt the fear before it settles deeper into your soul. There is a holy pause being opened before you, and I want you to recognize it while the night is still quiet. I see how different things feel when the room becomes still. In the daylight, you can distract yourself, speak with others, move from task to task, and cover the ache with responsibility. But at night, when the lights are low and the noise of the world begins to fade, the symptoms can feel louder. The body begins to speak in ways that disturb your peace. Pain may rise. Exhaustion may press against you. A memory may return. A diagnosis may echo again in your thoughts. Fear may take a small sensation and make it sound like a sentence over your life. But my child, your body does not have the final word tonight. Your symptoms may be real, but they are not sovereign. Your weariness may be present, but it is not your master. Your fear may be speaking, but it is not the voice that created you, formed you, redeemed you, and holds you even now. Before you agree with panic, before you rehearse what might happen, before you let your mind follow every shadow that pain tries to cast, I am drawing you back under the authority of my living word. It is no accident that you are here tonight. Grace has led you into this sacred pause before sleep. I have allowed your heart to be stirred, not so you would strive harder, but so you would listen more deeply. This moment is not about denying what you feel. It is not about pretending the body is silent when it is not. It is not about forcing yourself into an emotion you do not yet have. It is about choosing which voice will be first. Let my word speak before pain speaks. Let my promise rise before fear rises. Let the truth of who I am stand over the truth of what you feel. So stay here for a little while, my beloved child. Receive what I am speaking over your weary place. And if this word is meeting you in the night, if it is calling you back from fear into life, quietly agree by returning again and again to the word that gives life. Let this be the beginning of a new rhythm in you. Tonight begins with a holy interruption. Your body may be speaking, but my word must speak first. And I see, my child, the weariness you have been carrying in your flesh. I see the places where your body has felt tired beyond ordinary tiredness, where strength has seemed to drain before the day was finished, where small tasks have required more courage than others can see. I see the tension you have held in your shoulders, the heaviness behind your eyes, the quiet pressure in your chest when fear tries to rise without warning. I see how often you have tried to keep moving while carrying questions you did not know how to answer. You have not been as hidden as you felt. There were moments when you smiled while your body felt weak. There were moments when you answered others gently while anxiety was gathering inside you. There were moments when you lay still in the dark, listening too closely to every sensation, wondering if something was wrong, wondering if you had missed something, wondering if the night would bring rest or more fear. My beloved child, I saw you there. I saw the thoughts circling, the breathing becoming shallow, the mind reaching for certainty and finding only more questions. Your body has become, at times, a place where anxiety gathers. Fear has tried to settle into your muscles, into your breathing, into your sleep, into the rhythm of your thoughts. It has tried to train you to scan yourself instead of surrendering yourself. It has tried to make every ache into a warning, every delay into abandonment, every symptom into a prophecy of defeat. But I am drawing near to that very place, not with accusation, but with compassion. I am not exposing your weakness to shame you, but to show you where my compassion is already resting. Do not think I am disappointed because you have felt afraid. Do not think I have turned away because your faith has trembled under the weight of what you feel. I do not condemn you for being tired. I do not reject you because you have been overwhelmed. I am not standing far from your weakness, waiting for you to become strong enough to come to me. I am coming near to the place where fear has tried to make a home. I am entering the room where your heart has whispered, "What if nothing changes?" And I am speaking there with tenderness before I give instruction. I know that some of your discouragement has come because you have prayed before. You have asked, you have believed, you have tried to rest, you have tried to speak truth, and still at times the symptoms remained. Still the body felt heavy. Still the sleep was interrupted. Still the thought returned. And because change did not appear the way you expected or as quickly as you hoped, confusion began to press against your spirit. You wondered whether I heard you. You wondered whether your prayers were weak. You wondered whether my word was working in you at all. But my child, do not measure my faithfulness only by what your body can immediately report. Do not let delay become a false witness against my goodness. There are works of grace that begin beneath what you can feel. There are restorations that move first through the hidden places of the heart, through the roots of fear, through the weary patterns of thought, through the places where your soul learned to brace for pain. I have not ignored your body, but I am also ministering to the fear beneath the symptom, the exhaustion beneath the routine, the silent grief beneath the strength you have tried to show. So let yourself be seen by me tonight, without defending, without explaining, without pretending you are less weary than you are. I already know the truth, and I am not afraid of it. What has been carried in the body must not be interpreted only by the body. What you feel is real, but it is not the whole counsel of truth. Your heart must learn again to interpret life through my word, to look at weakness through promise, to look at pain through my presence, to look at the night through the faithfulness that has never left you. Before authority is shifted, before fear is corrected, before confession rises, compassion comes near. And my compassion is already resting over the places in you that have been most tired. Now, my child, let compassion lead you into authority. I have seen your weariness, and I have not dismissed it. I have heard the language of your body, and I have not mocked it. But I am teaching your heart tonight that what is felt must still bow before what I have spoken. Your symptoms may be noticed, measured, treated, named, and brought honestly before me, but they are not permitted to climb onto the throne of your identity. They are not permitted to define your destiny. They are not permitted to tell you whether you are loved, whether you are held, whether you are near to me, or whether my purpose for you is still alive. Your body can report a condition, but it cannot establish the final truth about your life in me. It can tell you where there is pain, where there is weakness, where there is fatigue, where there is a need for care, wisdom, patience, and tenderness. But it cannot tell you that I have left you. It cannot tell you that hope is finished. It cannot tell you that the promise has expired. It cannot tell you that your future has been swallowed by what you feel tonight. I formed your body, but I did not make your body your Lord. I gave you breath, but fear does not have the authority to govern that breath. I know every cell, every weakness, every place that needs restoration. Yet I also know the word I have spoken over you, and my word is higher than the report that has frightened you. Do not misunderstand what I am asking of you. I am not asking you to lie about pain. I am not asking you to pretend that weariness is not present, or to speak as though nothing has happened when your body has been crying for attention. Truth does not require denial. Faith is not pretending. Faith is agreement with me in the presence of what is still trying to argue. Faith says, "This is what I feel, but this is not all that is true. This is what my body reports, but this is not the final voice over my life. This is what fear wants me to rehearse, but I will not enthrone fear where only my Father belongs. As it is written, my word is life to those who find it, and health to all their flesh." Do you hear the tenderness inside that promise? I did not speak my word only for the part of you that worships when things are easy. I did not send my truth only to decorate your thoughts. My word enters the hidden places. My word reaches where your strength cannot reach. My word brings life into the places where fear has tried to predict decline. My word carries health, not only as a distant idea, but as a living movement of my grace through the whole of who you are. So tonight, do not let your mouth become a doorway for dread. Do not let your confession become an altar where fear is honored again and again. The enemy uses weariness in subtle ways, my child. He waits until your body is tired, until your mind is worn down, until the night has grown quiet. And then he offers you sentences that sound like wisdom, but are filled with despair. He says, "This will only get worse." He says, "You are not healing." He says, "You are falling behind." He says, "Nothing is changing." He tries to make you agree with decline before you ever open your mouth in faith. He tries to make delay feel like defeat and dread feel like discernment. But I am uncovering that voice tonight, not to make you afraid, but to help you recognize what has been speaking beneath the surface. Your first battle tonight is not against your body itself. Do not turn against the body I have given you. Do not hate the flesh that has carried you, even through pain. Do not speak cruelty over the frame that needs compassion. The battle is against the voice that tries to make your body louder than my promise. The battle is against the fear that takes a symptom and tries to turn it into a sentence. The battle is against the agreement that forms quietly when you rehearse dread more than you receive truth. So acknowledge what you feel, but do not surrender your authority to it. Bring the symptom into my presence, but do not bow before it. Let your heart say, even softly, "My Father is still Lord here. His word is still true here. His life is still working here." And as you shift your agreement from fear to my word, the night itself begins to change. The symptom may still be present, but it is no longer presiding. The body may still speak, but it is no longer speaking first. My promise is rising again, and your soul is learning the difference between a report and a ruler. And now, my beloved child, I want you to receive this deeper truth. My word is not sleeping while you sleep. My promise does not become weak when your eyes become heavy. My truth does not stop moving because your emotions cannot feel it moving. The life I have spoken over you is not dependent on the strength of your concentration, the steadiness of your breathing, or the warmth of your feelings in this moment. My word is alive because I am alive. My word carries power because it comes from me. My word continues beneath awareness, beneath emotion, beneath the surface of what you can touch, measure, explain, or inspect tonight. You have often thought that if you could feel peace strongly enough, then my word must be working. You have thought that if fear disappeared all at once, then healing must be near. You have thought that if your body immediately became quiet, then faith had succeeded. But my child, do not make your present feeling the judge of my eternal power. There are seeds that begin their work in hidden soil long before the eye sees green above the ground. There is medicine that moves through the body quietly before the patient can name every change. There is light that enters a room before the whole house feels warm. And my word is seed, medicine, light, and living power within you, moving in places your natural eyes cannot inspect. I do not need your panic to make my word powerful. I need your trust to make your heart restful. Panic has never strengthened my promise. Fear has never made me more attentive. Striving has never forced my hand to become more faithful. I was faithful before your worry began, and I will remain faithful after your worry loses its voice. When you panic, you do not awaken me, because I have not slept. When you tremble, you do not remind me of your need, because I have already seen it. When you rehearse every possibility in the dark, you do not create a safer future. You only exhaust the heart I am trying to quiet. So tonight, let sleep become surrender, not helplessness. Do not think that resting means you have abandoned the battle. Do not think that closing your eyes means you have stopped believing. There is a holy kind of faith that looks very simple in the night. It does not always shout. It does not always feel dramatic. It does not always rise with fire in the chest or tears on the face. Sometimes faith is only a whisper when fear expected agreement. Sometimes faith is your weary soul saying, "Your word is still working." Sometimes faith is turning your face toward the pillow and refusing to let dread become your final meditation. While you rest, I remain awake. While you release your grasp, I continue to hold what you cannot hold. While your mind becomes quiet, my spirit is not confused, distracted, or absent. I am present in the room. I am near to your breathing. I am sustaining the life within you. I am guarding the places in your heart where fear has tried to enter. I am restoring what exhaustion has worn thin. I am speaking peace into the inward places that learned to brace. I am watching over my word to perform it, even when you cannot watch over yourself. Do you see, my child, how tender this is? I do not command you to rest because I am careless about your pain. I call you to rest because I am faithful with what you cannot carry through the night. I know the thoughts that come when the body is tired. I know the fear that waits for silence. I know how the enemy tries to make the dark feel like evidence that nothing is changing. But the night is not stronger than my word. The quiet is not empty of my presence. The hours you cannot control are still held inside my authority. Let my word go deeper than your fear has gone. Let it reach the hidden roots, the old memories, the anxious patterns, the places where your soul has learned to expect harm before hope. Let it move like seed in the soil of your heart. Let it move like healing through the places of your flesh. Let it move like light through the rooms of your mind. Let it move like living power where you have felt powerless. You do not have to understand every movement of grace for grace to be moving. You do not have to feel every work of restoration for restoration to be underway. This is why I am teaching you not only to hear my word, but to rest under it. There is a difference between holding my word as information and receiving it as authority. There is a difference between remembering a promise and letting that promise govern the atmosphere within you. Tonight, my word is not merely something you heard earlier. It is something active in you now. It is breathing courage into the weary place. It is correcting the lies that fear repeated. It is lifting the weight from the place where panic tried to sit. It is reminding your soul that you belong to me, and what belongs to me is never outside my care. So when your body asks for attention, bring it under my word. When your mind begins to search for danger, bring it under my word. When fear offers another sentence for your mouth to repeat, pause and remember that my word is already speaking. You do not need to speak against what I am working in you. You do not need to agree with the very fear I am removing. Because my word is working, you can begin to speak with it. Because my promise is alive, your confession can become agreement instead of anxiety. Because I am awake, you can lay down the false burden of guarding yourself through dread. Rest now in this revelation before you move any further. My word is not sleeping while you sleep. It is not waiting for morning to become true. It is not waiting for your emotions to approve it. It is not weakened by your weariness, delayed by your questions, or defeated by what you feel in this moment. My word is living in you, working in you, standing over you, and carrying power beyond what your senses can report. And as you begin to trust this, your heart will learn a new rhythm in the night. You will no longer speak as one abandoned to symptoms. You will speak as one held by the word that never rests. Now, my child, because my word is living in you, let your mouth come into agreement with what heaven has already spoken. Do not rush these words as though you are trying to prove something to me. Do not force them out as though volume could replace trust. Speak slowly. Speak tenderly. Speak from the quiet place where faith still remains, even if it feels small beneath the weight of the night. Confession is not a performance before me. It is not a way to earn my attention. It is not the frantic effort of a frightened soul trying to make truth become true. It is your heart returning to alignment with the word that was true before fear began speaking. Do not speak from panic tonight, my child. Speak from the place where my spirit bears witness with your spirit. Panic speaks quickly. Panic repeats what it fears. Panic searches the body for evidence and then builds a sentence from dread. But my spirit speaks with peace, even when the body is still weary. My spirit reminds you of what I have said. My spirit teaches your inner life to answer fear without becoming fear. So let your words be gathered again, not by anxiety, but by the presence of the one who dwells within you. Let your mouth stop echoing the language of defeat, and let it begin to agree with the living word that is already working in your flesh, your mind, your breath, and your heart. Say, even if softly, the word of God is life in me. Say it as one who is coming home to truth. Say it not because you feel every movement of life at once, but because My word is not measured by the trembling of your emotions. Say, my body belongs to the Lord. Not to fear, not to sickness, not to the memory of what has happened, not to the report that tried to define you. Your body belongs to me. I formed it, I know it, I sustain it, and I am not absent from any place within you that needs my touch. Say, fear will not govern my night. Let that word stand like a boundary in the quiet. Fear may knock, fear may whisper, fear may try to rehearse old patterns, but fear will not sit on the throne of your thoughts tonight. And say this with reverence, my beloved child. The Spirit of Him who raised Jesus dwells in me. Do not let those words pass through you lightly. The same resurrection life that declares death defeated is not far from you. My Spirit is not visiting you as a stranger. My Spirit dwells in you. My Spirit bears witness in you. My Spirit strengthens what has grown weary, comforts what has grown afraid, and reminds you that you are not merely a body responding to symptoms. You are my child, held by my life, sealed by my love, and guarded by my presence. Let this confession become the sound that interrupts the rhythm of fear. I am not giving you these words as magic. I am not teaching you to deny what hurts or pretend that your body has no need. I am not placing pressure on you to speak perfectly before I move lovingly. My grace is not fragile, and my compassion is not waiting for flawless language. Confession is powerful because it turns your heart away from agreement with fear and brings it back into agreement with me. It is the moment your mouth refuses to serve the lie. It is the moment your soul says, I will not keep rehearsing what terror has taught me. I will rehearse what my Father has spoken. It is the moment the atmosphere within you begins to change, because the authority within you has shifted. There were nights when fear trained your tongue before faith could rise. You said, what if this never changes? You said, what if something is wrong? You said, what if I cannot bear this? And I did not condemn you for those words, because I knew they came from a frightened place, a tired place, a place that wanted safety and could not find it in itself. But tonight I am teaching you a new rhythm. When fear says, you are alone, answer, my Father is with me. When fear says, your body is failing you, answer, my body belongs to the Lord. When fear says, nothing is happening, answer, God's word is working in me tonight. And if this word is bearing witness in your heart, let that become your quiet declaration. Write it, speak it, or whisper it before me. God's word is working in me tonight. Let it be more than a comment. Let it be agreement. Let it be testimony. Let it be a small altar of trust in the middle of the night. Not because others must see you, but because your own heart needs to hear you stop agreeing with fear and start agreeing with my word. There is power when your confession no longer bends around panic, but rises from the truth that I am near. Repeat what is true until fear loses its rhythm. Not with strain, not with desperation, but with steady surrender. The word of God is life in me. My body belongs to the Lord. Fear will not govern my night. The Spirit of Him who raised Jesus dwells in me. God's word is working in me tonight. Again, my child, let the words move slowly. Let them settle. Let them wash over the places where fear has spoken too often. Let them become a new pathway in your thoughts, a new sound in your inner room, a new agreement beneath your breathing. For when you speak with my word, the atmosphere of your heart begins to change. Fear cannot keep the same rhythm where truth is being rehearsed. Dread cannot rule as easily where promise is being welcomed. Panic loses its grip when your soul stops feeding it with agreement. Peace begins to rise, not always suddenly, not always with a dramatic sign, but quietly, faithfully, like light returning to a room that had been dark for too long. And this is where I am leading you now, my beloved child, away from the echo of fear and into the restored peace of my presence, where the place that once trembled begins to remember that I am still Lord. And now, my beloved child, I am not only quieting the surface of your fear, I am going deeper, into the place where fear first entered and learned your name. I am moving beneath the symptom, beneath the anxious thought, beneath the words you have spoken in the dark, and I am touching the hidden place that began to expect danger. For some of what you have carried tonight did not begin tonight. Some of it began with a troubling report that shook your confidence. Some of it began in a long season of discomfort when your body would not settle and your questions multiplied. Some of it began with what you saw in your family, what you feared might repeat, what you watched someone else endure, or what your heart quietly decided could one day become your portion. I saw the night panic first found an entrance. I saw the moment your breathing changed, the moment your mind ran ahead of my peace, the moment a sensation became more than a sensation and turned into a story of dread. I saw the unanswered questions that remained after prayers were spoken. I saw the weariness of not knowing, the exhaustion of waiting, the tension of trying to be wise without becoming afraid. And, my child, I do not mock that place. I do not stand over it with harshness. I come near with mercy, because fear does not leave deeply wounded places simply because you tell yourself to be calm. Fear must be displaced by my presence, corrected by my truth, and healed by my love. This is why I am restoring peace where fear entered. Not only peace over your thoughts, but peace in the place beneath your thoughts. Not only peace for this moment, but peace for the memory that keeps returning. Not only peace while your body feels quiet, but peace that remains because my word has been given higher honor than dread. I did not call you to build your night around what might happen. I called you to rest under the shadow of my faithfulness. I did not call you to live as one who must monitor every breath to prove you are safe. I called you to live as one whose life is kept by me. Peace, my child, is not as fragile as fear has told you. Peace is not merely a feeling that disappears the moment your body speaks again. My peace is a guard. My peace stands at the door of your heart when my word is honored above dread. My peace does not need every question answered before it takes its place. My peace does not wait until every sensation is explained before it begins to rule within you. As it is written, the peace I give is not like the peace the world gives. The world gives peace when circumstances appear stable. I give peace in the very place where fear expected to reign. So release the need to examine every signal, as though your vigilance is what keeps you alive. Release the burden of listening to your body with dread instead of care. You may be attentive without being ruled. You may be wise without being consumed. You may receive help, rest, patience, and compassion without surrendering your inner throne to fear. Let your body be cared for. but let your soul be governed by my word. Let the places that have been tense begin to soften. Let the heart that has been bracing begin to unclench. Let the memory that has carried alarm be met by the faithfulness that was present even then. My beloved child, I am not asking you to abandon wisdom. I am asking you to abandon fear as your keeper. I am not asking you to ignore your body. I am asking you to stop treating fear as though it can preserve your life better than I can. I am the keeper of your life. I am the one who watches over you. I am the one who knows what you need before the need is fully formed in your mouth. I am the one who was with you before the report, before the discomfort, before the panic, before the questions, and I am the one who remains with you now. Let my peace take its place again. Let it stand where fear stood. Let it guard the doorway of your thoughts. Let it settle over your breathing. Let it speak to the memory and say, "You are not Lord here." Let it speak to the unanswered question and say, "The Father is still faithful here." Let it speak to your weary flesh and say, "You are held by the word that gives life." And as fear loses its authority, you will begin to understand what I am preparing you to receive next. Sleep will no longer feel like escape from what you cannot control. Sleep will become trust. Rest will become agreement. And the night that fear tried to rule will become a quiet altar where your soul remembers that I am keeping you. Now, my beloved child, let this night become holy in a way fear did not expect. Let your rest become more than the closing of your eyes. Let it become surrender. Let it become agreement. Let it become the quiet testimony of a heart that has heard my word speak first and has decided that fear will not receive the final conversation before sleep. You do not have to carry the whole night in your thoughts. You do not have to rehearse every possibility until exhaustion takes you. You do not have to prove your faith by staying awake in tension. Tonight, resting is not passivity. Tonight, resting is trust. My child, I will not abandon your body in the hours when your mind becomes quiet. I am still present, still near, still faithful. I do not become distant when your awareness softens. I do not stop watching when your eyes close. I do not withdraw because you are too weary to pray with many words. I know how to keep what belongs to me. I know how to sustain breath while you sleep. I know how to minister to places you cannot reach, name, or understand. The body you are tempted to monitor belongs in my hands. The breath you are tempted to fear belongs in my hands. The heart that has been carrying concern belongs in my hands. So place it all before me now. Place your body in my hands. Place your breath in my hands. Place your heart, your mind, your immune system, your nervous system, your thoughts, your memories, and your tomorrow in my hands. Place the unanswered question there. Place the symptom there. Place the fear that has tried to return there. Place the report, the waiting, the uncertainty, the weakness and the weariness there. You were not designed to hold all of this through the night by the strength of anxious attention. You were created to be held by me. Do not make fear your final meditation. Do not let the last words spoken in the secret place of your heart be words of dread. Do not lie down with worst-case outcomes moving across your mind as though they are prophecies. They are not my voice. They are not your covering. They are not your keeper. Let my word be the last sound your soul receives. Let my peace be the final weight upon your chest, lighter than the burden you have carried, stronger than the fear that tried to remain. Let your inward voice say, Father, I trust you with what I cannot control. I trust you with what I cannot feel changing. I trust you with the work your word is doing in me tonight. You may rest. You may release. You may breathe. You may trust. My word is working in you. You may stop striving. You may stop bracing. You may stop searching the darkness for danger. You may let your shoulders lower. You may let your thoughts become still. You may let your body receive the mercy of rest without guilt, without fear, without the pressure to understand every hidden process. My word is working in you. My spirit is near you. My peace is guarding you. My love is not leaving you. And as you surrender, the night begins to change its meaning. It is no longer a place where fear gathers strength. It becomes a sanctuary. It becomes a quiet room of trust. It becomes an altar where control is laid down and faith remains. The word has spoken first. Fear has lost authority. Peace has returned to the place where fear entered. And now your rest becomes your agreement with me that I am still working, still keeping, still restoring, still watching over my word in you while you sleep. And now, my beloved child, let this truth rest over you as the final covering of this night. The night is temporary, but my word in you is not. The darkness has an ending. The hours of silence will pass. The feelings that rose so loudly in your body will not be permitted to define your whole story. What I have planted in your heart tonight will continue bearing fruit beyond this moment, beyond this room, beyond what you can feel before sleep comes. My word does not expire when the night ends. My promise does not fade when morning comes. What I have spoken over you continues to live, continues to move, continues to bear witness that you are mine. Look gently at the path I have brought you through tonight. I interrupted fear before it could become your final meditation. I saw the weariness you have been carrying in your flesh, and I did not shame you for being tired. I reminded you that your symptoms may be real, but they are not your Lord. I revealed to you that my word is not sleeping while you sleep. I taught your mouth to speak with the word until fear lost its rhythm. I moved beneath the surface and began restoring peace to the place where fear entered. Then I invited you to rest, not as one defeated, but as one trusting that I am still working where you cannot watch. This is the grace of tonight, my child. You are not ending where fear wanted you to end. You are not lying down under the authority of dread. You are lying down under my care. You are lying down with my word as the final sound within your soul. You are lying down having remembered that your body belongs to me. Your breath belongs to me. Your future belongs to me. And the hidden work of restoration is not limited by your awareness. My beloved child, you are not alone in your body, not abandoned in your weakness, and not forgotten in your night. And when another night comes, if symptoms speak again, if fear tries to return, if weariness gathers at the edge of your thoughts and asks for the throne of your attention, come back to this place of agreement. Return to my word. Return to the quiet confession. Return to the truth that does not tremble because your emotions tremble. Let this become a sacred rhythm for you, a nighttime devotion of surrender. a way of training your heart to hear me before it hears fear. Do not wait until panic has filled the room. Let my word speak first. Let peace enter early. Let your soul remember quickly that I am near. And if this truth is what you are choosing tonight, let your heart answer. Speak it softly before me. Write it where your eyes can see it. Declare it in the quiet. God's word is working in my body. Let that confession become your agreement with heaven. And if you desire to keep returning to these moments of faith and peace, remain close to the word. Return again, and let these reminders help your heart settle under my presence, night after night. Now receive my final reassurance, not as a distant thought, but as my tenderness over you. I am with you. I am keeping you. I am watching over what I have spoken. The fear that tried to dominate the night does not have the final word. The symptom does not have the final word. Weariness does not have the final word. My word has the final word, and my word is alive in you. Sleep now under my care. My word has spoken, and my word is still working in you.